Hey all you gamers, if you want to see what I think is one of the most fun and one of the most boomtastic explosion-horrific builds at the moment, then stay tuned. That's coming up next.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Whee.
Hey all you guys and girls, we're back again at the gun range. Build place, shall we say, where we test everything out. And today I've got a build that's quite different to anything I've actually made before. I've been mucking around and I was trying to make a skills build that wasn't like anything I've been trying at the moment, because everything else is pretty much status effects. So I thought I'd try something different altogether, really. So what I've got here, if you have a little look, turret. Haha, explosive turret. Seeker mines. Haha, explosive seeker mines. You can't go wrong with a few explosions, especially in the Division 2. So the build is pretty much centered around, as you can guess, all explosive damage. So it'll be your normal explosive damage, and as high as you can get with your, if I can find one, skill damage. Wow, that took a while. Which brings me to my next point. This build is nowhere near as good as your build will be, as I've been making a lot of guides lately and I completely run out of all my resources. But I've put this together, it's about 60-70% complete, and I can already run heroics with it. So I know that this is definitely viable when it's complete. So let's get into it. For your main gun, what you'll want to do is have the mechanical animal. Now this will basically be, whenever you get a kill, it will grant you the overcharge status, which will help with basically destroying your enemies. It will make it so that your turret down here and your seeker mines down here all do extra damage. Ideally, if you can get it, over here you would want the merciless, because that would just go ideal with this build. Explosions, explosions, explosions. Just up the top here, you've got the demolitionist, and that's the build you want. That's the one you want for that. And down here, which nobody in the world uses anymore by the looks of it, is the 4-piece of the hardwired set. Now the 4-piece, if you have a little look here, it gives you skill haste, skill damage, repair skills, and the one we're after in particular, the feedback loop. Whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill's cooldown is automatically reduced by 30 seconds, while increasing your total damage and repair by 10 seconds for 20 seconds. 10% for 20 seconds. It can only happen every 20 seconds. Now, because we've got the backpack, that's reduced to 10 seconds. And we haven't actually got the chest on, because what the chest does, the chest enhances the damage. So by all means you can go for the chest if you want to. With this one, we're having a little bit of fun. We're going for a chest piece, and what I would say, if you can actually get it, would be get the wyvernware with skill damage. That would be perfect. A lot better than this, because you'd be able to get double skill damage. Now, like I said, my build, if you're looking on the right there, you're probably confused as hell, because I've got the wrong stuff on it. Like I said, I've spent everything. I'm broke, basically. What you'll mainly want to spec into over everything, skill damage. Skill damage, skill damage, skill damage. Skill haste after that, and then, to be perfectly honest, anything after that, you'd probably, if you could get it ideally, would either be more skill haste, or damage to your weapons or crit or anything such as that. So like I said, you've got the 4-piece there, 4 here. I have just got that because I wanted the skill duration up for something I was trying. I think now the Wyvern would be better. And over here, what you'll want for the gloves will be the China Light, because it gives you 15% explosive damage. So again, if you have a look there, status effects and skill haste. Rubbish, absolutely rubbish. But I'm still able to run heroics with this. So it's viable. Down the bottom here, what you want 2 skills that you're going to be throwing. You can choose whatever you want. I've picked these 2, but sometimes I alternate with the actual turret. Sometimes I'll change it to this right here, the trap. The trap works really, really well in this build, because as long as there's nothing behind you, you almost cannot die with this build on if you've got the trap on. It might take you a little bit longer because obviously the trap's not going to be doing loads of damage, but there's nothing that's going to get through it, and you're throwing out your Seeker Mines, and then when you deactivate the trap, you get your Seeker Mines back, you throw them again. You've got about 5 seconds, I believe, give or take, before you've got the trap back. So unless you're really unlucky, playing safety, you'll probably pick the shock trap. If you're planning to go a bit faster, it's probably best with this setup here. So Seeker Mines sends out absolutely loads of them, and we're using the cluster variant. It pretty much massacres everything, and as you can see, like I said, make sure you put this on. You like a little grenade shot every once in a while. You've got extra damage to explosions, you might as well use it. And obviously you get a little bit more explosive damage from the class itself, from the Demolitionist class. And the main thing you'll want to be doing will be throw out either your shock or your turret and try to aim for the enemies at the start. So say for example they're there, you throw it out. Now they're within the range of that. They get damaged by that. I think it's about 1.8 at the moment. It will probably go up a little bit. And then after that, you're going to want to throw out your cluster mines. And they're doing, even at the moment, without my guy spec'd into it much whatsoever, they're doing about 2.1 million. I think you get 10. That's a lot of damage. It's a lot of area effects and a lot of damage over like several enemies. So once this is actually all kitted out properly, you'll definitely be getting some good numbers, and you'll be able to play it solo or in a group, and it's really fun. It's a really fun build. So like I said, and then what you'll want to do, you've got to remember in your head, you've got 10 seconds between the actual things being able to be activated again. So say for example, I threw out this. Obviously I can't show you in here because it regens too fast, but that's blown up. I leave my gun to basically shoot them, and I think there's about 30 seconds on my cluster at the moment. So say it gets down to 20 or 19 if you wanted to make sure, you would deactivate the turret and then throw your Seekers again. And then once your turret's back up, you'd either throw it out, or say for example it was on 7 seconds before your turret's back up, what you would do is you would wait 3 extra seconds, so you would wait until the 10 seconds mark before throwing it at, and then guess what, you get the clusters again. Whee! As long as you're doing this right, you will have a lot of damage output without even tapping your gun, because every 10, I usually give it 11 or 12 seconds just to make sure, and you're using a skill. And to be perfectly honest, whenever you do get the kill with this, the skills do a lot of damage, especially once this is kitted out. Like I said, my guy, because I've actually had no luck in farming stuff, I've been trying to get that Wyvern chest for about 10 missions now, and still had no luck. So yeah, I've brought this to you kind of not quite as complete as I'd like to, but I just think it's a really fun build, and I hope you guys use it. So like I said, explosions everywhere. If you can put the Merciless on it, let me know what you think, because I think that would definitely be viable, and I think it would be a lot of fun. But I'll show you some gameplay now, and as always guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the build. If you've got any comments that you'd like to make, any ideas on how to make it better, improve it in any ways, because I'm always up for improving on stuff, then let me know. And as always, for all things Xbox and for Division 2 content, hit that subscribe, hit that like if you liked the video, and hit that bell icon for regular content. Take care guys, and see you on the next day.